Welcome back, everybody. This is Tyler from Physique, and today we're going to talk about whether or not you should be tracking your low-carb veggies or not. So, this question was asked to me by a client, and I've also seen it done where if you eat veggies, it's kind of a free food, that you don't really have to track the calories or the carbs because they are so low in carbohydrates, and they too tend to be quite filling at low amounts because of the fiber. It's just hard to eat a lot of them just because they're not the most flavorful, so things like that. So should you track this? I believe you can go one or two ways with this. One, if you are in a reverse, deep into a reverse, you probably can get away with not tracking those because it's only, depending on what you eat, it's going to be right around 75 to 200 calorie swing right there, depending on the type of vegetable that you're eating, how much you're eating, and stuff like that. So into a reverse, you can maybe get away with it. I, even in a reverse, like to track those type of things just because it does tend to add up. Especially if you're really consistent with it. Now, while you're dieting, you should definitely be tracking these because, like what I just said, they do tend to add up. And you'd be surprised on how much it can add up by the end of the week because when you are dieting, you are typically going to be a lot more consistent with your veggie intake and just to help keep yourself full with the hunger issues that do tend to crop up with dieting. So take, for example, this is my typical post-workout breakfast, is about 100 grams of onions, 100 grams of tomatoes, 100 grams of peppers, 100 grams of, some other vegetables, and I'll throw it in a pan and make a big old omelet out of it. So you kind of add all of that up. It's actually about roughly an extra 20 grams of carbs just in that omelet from low-carb vegetables. So while each might be lower in carbs, 100 grams and some onions is, 9 grams of carbs. Tomatoes, I think, is like 3 or 4 grams of carbs. So they are low, but add them all together, and you're looking at 19 grams, 20 grams of carbs. It's about 76 calories, right? 76 to about 80 calories. Times that by 7, right? You can see that these are really going to add up. You're looking at an extra 560 calories roughly by the end of the week if you're doing that every day. That's a significant amount when you're trying to lose weight and every single macro matters, every single calorie matters. Like, that's more than what you would take out to create a deficit, right? When we plateau, we have to take out calories so we can create that deficit again. So 500 calories, that's more than typically what you would take out just, when someone plateaus. So if you are not tracking these things, and that was just my breakfast. I'm still having veggies throughout the day, mainly with my lunch, or as a snack, I'm having carrots, cucumbers, peppers, anything like that. And that does add up. That needs to be tracked so that you are not really going over your current macronutrient intake so that you can continue to keep the body in a deficit so that you are losing body fat. So, should you track these low-calorie, low-carb foods? Yes. While you are on a diet, while you are in a fat loss phase, I would most definitely track these foods. When you're reversing, I think we can go either way with it. Me, I want every macro to count. I want to be, as close as I can so that I will continue to reverse properly without putting on undue weight. So I like to track these. Some people, they might not. I would go say personal preference at that point of whether you should be tracking those or not. But while you're dieting, you should definitely be tracking those. And it's also always a good idea to have an idea of where your fiber intake is, because if it is too high, you can see some digestion issues. You may hold on to weight a little bit if you had more fiber than you previously have had the last few days. So it's just another good tool to have to, pay attention to maybe your daily fluctuations, why you've maybe put your weight's a little up, or you're having digestion issues. You might be just getting a little too much fiber. So that's always a good idea then also or another good reason to track your veggies. So that's going to be everything for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button and have a great Friday.